In this video will be demonstrated the most important facts on the Brazilian and world automotive section from the period from February to March of 2010. The Brazilian scenery is being optimistic in relation to the sales and to the investments of foreign assemblers. The year began well for the section, with a good value of sales due to the fiscal incentives established by the government. An important aspect, and that shows the great potential to grow Brazilian automotive market. That second a great investment bank, Brazil has 179 vehicles for each 1,000 inhabitants, a small number compared with the USA, where the proportion is 478 vehicles for each 1,000 inhabitants. An uncommon fact happened in the first bi-monthly of 2010. The sales of cars with mechanization above 2.0 fell 35%. The explanation for that fact is that the consumers left the most potent cars and they opted for intermediate cars due to the reduction of taxes for vehicles with motors up to 2.0, besides releases of new models with intermediate mechanization. March was a month of records for the automotive section in Brazil, due to the proximity of the end of the reduction of taxes for the cars scheduled for the last day of the month. There were sold 337,381 cars, an increase of 60.1% compared to February and 30.3% to March of 2009. Like this, the quarterly sales of vehicles, including automobiles, light commercials, vehicles, trucks, and buses, registers an amount of 750,500 units, a new record. There were not just the sales of cars that broke record in March. The close end of the exemption of taxes for motorcycles did with the sales of those also registered number records. There was an increment of 35.3% in the month sales in relation to February. The heating of Brazilian automotive section is due, besides the reduction of taxes, to the good moments of the Brazilian economy and a fall in the underpayments that stimulated the credit. Consequently, the increased production and consumption. Even with the tax reduction to automobiles, the forecasts for 2010 are exciting. It is weighted a production of 3,390,000 vehicles, with a sale of 3.4 million units in the international market, and exportation of 530,000 units in elapsing of the year. In a visit to Brazil, Ford Motors world president declared that believes and bets in the potential of the branch in the country, besides announcing an increase of 500 million reais in investments. Like this, the accumulated amount of investments of this company in Brazil is of 4.5 billion reais, and this should be concluded up to 2015. About Mercedes-Benz, the German brand will begin the production of commercial vehicles in their factory located in Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais. The beginning of the production is scheduled to 2011. This confirms the assembler perspective in increasing the slice in Brazilian and Latin American consuming market. The factory will throw an exclusive series of Smart 4 to Brazilian market. The model is more economical and cheaper than the traditional model. Brazilian edition series will have 300 units, and it will be equipped with motors of 3 cylinders of 0.8 liters and with 71 potency horses. The model will be available in the market with the value of $25,000. Already, PSA Peugeot Citroën Group seems to be reaching their goal. The world revenue of the first quarter of the group had a discharge of 27.5% in relation to the same period of the last year. In Brazil, the accumulated sales in the first quarter had an increment of 16.7% compared with 2009. After the sales increase, the French group has 5.3% of the slice of Brazilian national market. April didn't have the same acting as March. The production of automotive industry presented a decrease in the amount of manufactured units. According to FAE, the decrease was around 6% in the production of light vehicles compared with the previous month. In spite of the result be better compared with the same period of last year, FAE was not expecting the decrease because it believed in the replacement of the stocks soon after the end of the tax reduction, but didn't happen. However, when it's analyzed the accumulated from January to April of 2010, it is observed that Brazilian market is a favored one because the production had an increase of 19.6% in relation to the same period of last year. The sector that more presented positive results was trucks, followed by buses, and last, the light commercial vehicles. A reflex of the good moment lived by automotive section in Brazil is the increase of the participation of Chinese automobiles in Brazilian market. CN Auto intends to market about 5,000 units in this year. It is the official importer of Topic vans, of the mark Jinbei, of Towner Nini vans, of the mark Harvey motors, and probably in the close future of Great Wall's vehicles. Chery, one of the largest Chinese assemblers, is also encouraged with Brazilian automotive market. After several obstacles faced by the assembler last year, Chevy get ready to re-enter at the Brazilian market with two new models, Face and Cielo, and with the goal of selling 3,000 units during 2010. To reinforce the invasion of the Chinese assemblers in Brazil, Shana Motors announced the release of 3 models in São Paulo Automobile living room. The sales of models Benini, Mini, Beni, and Asvlin will begin in 2011, and the price should be among 29,000 and 43,000 reais. After a series of world recalls accomplished by Toyota, the Japanese assembler was faced to accomplish in April a recall of 107,000 vehicles of Corolla model due to the flaw in the fixation of the rug that could rest the accelerator.